Welcome back to Carlettbrook. Hi, I'm Rob. Welcome to part 2 of the layout update. On the previous update, part 1, what we saw was how things have progressed from a wiring perspective and also with the top level for Carlettdale, the terminus of the preserved railway line. If you haven't seen this yet, please check out that video, as I think you'll find some aspects of it quite interesting. Here in part 2, we're going to continue the layout update, this time moving on from the upper level towards the rest of the layout. We will have running shots again, and also this time, as promised on the previous update, we'll actually have a driver's eye view from the lower storage level all the way through up the layout and onto the main level, including into the new stone terminal, which is situated behind me. So this is the other side of the tunnel, again portals for the main line and the single bi-directional freight line. What we have here is the hill comes across. There's still work to be done there with trees and blending that in to give the effect of the forest going across, etc. The road that comes down is foam board. That's just been sprayed at the moment. Lots of work to do there. You can see here some of the static grass has been done, some of the line side detail has been done, but also there is just some of the plaster cloth which has had a base colour of paint, so scenery hasn't really progressed too far over this area. But the key thing here was to get this road that leads down towards the terminal. So the road here was constructed with foam board for the top surface and then just using cardboard built from scratch to actually give it rigidity as the road comes down. And at the bottom of this road is the entrance actually into the Quarry Railhead facility. So far things have just been laid out here. Obviously there's a lot more work to do, but wanted to get a feel for how it would look as I progress forward. I've printed out some of the scale model scenery, textured papers for concrete floors, etc., just to get a feel for which ones I think are going to work best. There's also in the foreground here a weighbridge. And then we have a number of the Bachmann Scenecraft range again of loading facilities. Two key kits that I've used here. In addition, I've put together a sign, which I did in PowerPoint, to actually represent the Carlettbrook Railhead facility. I'm pleased with how this is starting to look and come along. What I have done so far is I've actually sprayed the track with rail grime paint and then cleaned off the rail heads, so that at least that has a base cover so far. As we look to what will be the station, the left-hand side has the two sidings which have a run-round part at the far end. So this will allow for the empty stone trains to come in, the loco then to be detached. There is a shunter available to actually take the wagons and draw them through the loader, put them in the other siding, and then the loco will be able to run round, attach, and off it would head back to its distribution point. No real work has been done to the station itself. The plan was to be using a mixture of MDF board with the Pico sides, which actually I've acquired and painted and weathered, and then to use scale model scenery covers to actually go onto the platform. However, having recently seen a live demo by Scale Model Sceneries of new kit they'll be bringing out to actually with the platform and the correct height and spaces and everything else, my thoughts are now that I'm going to wait till those kits come out, acquire one, mock one up, and then see how that looks. But my gut feel is that's going to work out as a better solution. This actual area here where there's the wood laid in front of the station buildings, this will be a built up area where actually there will be a taxi rank, etc. That a road will come down into the station, and we'll have the sidings on the left hand side, and then a raised area for actually the station itself. Some remodelling has occurred over this far side. There was a point set which would allow trains coming out of in the foreground here from the sidings, which disappeared, giving the perspective that the line has gone on to another destination, to be able to cross all the way over to the main lines. But in reality, this was making it very complex and I think uncluttered. So I've changed that approach, taken out those points. There is still just a single point here from the bidirectional slow lines which will feed across, but this is going to allow scenery to be put in here. The proposal here is, as you see in the distance, that'll be raised up, a town scene, etc., and we'll have this road with the working level crossing with the lights, etc. That'll be in the foreground. What has also been done to the layout is the back scenes, the ID back scenes, which are based, as you can see, as I've already said, the layout is based in the North Yorkshire area, even though the depot is loosely based on Shirebrook in Nottinghamshire. But the key point here are the hills, etc., that you can see within the distance of the back scenes here, which of course allows for quarrying activity and will serve the railhead. Originally, the back scenes I acquired were 00 scale, but when I actually looked at them in situ, I didn't feel that the perspective it gave was correct, i.e. the back scenes are quite of a large scale, so when you have a train or anything in the foreground, things behind it actually seem bigger, whereas of course perspective wise they should seem smaller. So what I went for in the end with the N scale back scenes, dimensionally they're the same size, but obviously from an aspect point of view they're smaller. So as you can see here with the class 56 and signal in the foreground, by creating a bit of a break which will go in there to that scenery, it does actually give the perspective that the background goes away from you. So just on some layouts that I'd seen on YouTube, my view was that, as I say, the sizing just didn't work for me. So my call out there is I've gone for the N scale and I'm happy with how that's looking. It's meeting what I wanted to achieve. So that concludes part 2 update of Carlettbrook. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've been doing. A lot of progress has been made. There's, as always, a lot more still to do. Really pleased with how the layout is progressing. Really pleased with how scenery is starting to come forward. Also, acquisitions have been coming to the layout as well. But now it's time to push on and continue round with more of the scenic work to be done, get those trees in place for the break of the top level, etc., and see what else is going to come along. I hope you found this interesting and useful. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments and I will do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. If you have any suggestions as well, please, again, always open to hear feedback, and we'll give you an update very soon. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Please click the bell so that you get updates when they come. My aim in 2021 is to give updates on a more regular basis, but last year was very devoted to continuing the scenery. I wanted to get that to a level to be able to show everybody, but more to come. So stay safe, look after yourselves in these crazy times, keep modeling, keep trying new techniques, research on YouTube for whatever it is you're looking to do, but have a go and take care. Thanks a lot. See you soon. Bye.